This meeting is now being recorded, and by meeting, it is most definitely episode 15 of Sports Stalls. Some would say, I think, the most exciting episode. It's the culmination of the college football season. It is our bowl pick week, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm excited. I always get excited for the bowl, but okay, wait a minute. You do picks, I do picks. We have a guest pick, and I only see
Don't
two
say
of us.
anything, guest picker, because you are a blank iPhone, just black screen, and we are excited to have you, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. iPhone himself, Alex Casper Dahl, making a return to Sports Stalls.
And the one person that doesn't like iPhones, using an iPhone.
Oh,
Using an iPhone. Welcome to the family.
Just driving down to see you guys.
where are
Yeah.
you at, Alex?
Going through St. Cloud right now.
Okay, that
Wow.
works.
Beautiful little city, let me tell you.
The miracle of technology.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient. So yeah, Alex, despite not wanting to drive 4 hours tomorrow down to Northfield, is gonna chip away a good chunk of the way, but nonetheless, still here on the episode.
Josh.
Alex, that's your cue to chime in.
Oh, I was passing someone. Sorry. It's actually quite foggy right now.
Well,
There
tell
you
me,
But hey,
since it's foggy and you can't see what's going on, tell me if you see the NCAA portal out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's a little iffy right now. But Alex, you just keep driving safe, and we're excited to have you here. I know we're gonna miss your pretty little face, but for those of you who are missing Alex's face, just take my hair away, and there you have it.
There you have it. Josh.
pretty much.
Yep,
Yeah,
but
that is coming in just amazing, though.
before we get into my hair, which we have plenty to talk about there, we're about ready for that intro. I'm not going to forget this week.
Okay, good. I was a little worried. Here we go, coming right at you.
Boom! There it is.
I bet you Alex could see and feel it in the fog by
Oh,
St. Cloud.
absolutely.
You can't miss it. It is always just extraordinary, as always. But before we cut to the intro, Alex, you are correct. After last episode, we didn't talk much about the hair because we were too busy bitching about the NCAA, rightfully so. But this is a pretty monumental moment because I'm wrapping up 12 lovely months of growing out these luscious locks. And most people have been asking, am I going to cut it at the end of the year? Like you achieved your goal 12 months stay, but I will make a hair appointment in the new year. Rumor has it you have to keep it maintained because right now it is a wild mane of mess.
You should have been T-Law for Halloween.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So needless to say, if I was a hockey player, Dad, I would have made the all hockey hair team without a doubt.
You could have been a Hornet just fine.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But needless to say, we're not talking about hockey. We got college football still in the midst. And believe it or not, airing this episode December 22nd. Big Ten has not played in a bowl yet. There's been a handful of bowls all like 80 some of them, which is kind of ridiculous. But it's bowl season, and we're going to take a quick look at our predictions at the very first episode that we picked. That's exciting. Look at me go.
Yeah, look at your Big Ten. So for the audio listeners / Alex, Alex had Nebraska winning the West.
I forgot about the Nebraska pick.
Oh, yeah, it was a long shot from the get-go.
And
Sure
Ohio
was.
State winning the East. So that's
Hello.
0 for 3 right there. Those two and the champion. Josh, you and I, we definitely missed on the Big Ten West.
Yeah, that was a toss up. That's okay. Illinois kind of shit the bed, and that kind of stings. But I was nervous I picked Ohio State, but I am very happy that I picked Michigan and Big Ten champions. So that's exciting. So we got half of that right, which is good. But I'm looking here, and I have 2 of the 4 people playing in the playoffs right now, and I'm pretty excited about that. Alex, you also have 2.
Yep.
Dad's got the lone wolf of Michigan. Yeah, geez, no one really got the picks right. Alex, you inversed Alabama and Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
And you both have Alabama winning it all, and I think there's a chance that could happen.
I was gonna say that is a very realistic chance. So the actual playoffs are we got Michigan number 1, we got Washington number 2, we have Texas. Freaking! I was like, who's that freaking third team? Texas number 3, Bama number 4. I'm just gonna say right now, winner of 1 and 4 is going on to win the national championship. That's my prediction.
If you didn't say that, I'm like, that's a national championship game right there.
For sure. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
I think Washington's got to just feel great about where they're at because they've got a good team. They've got an explosive team. But no one's talking about them. Everybody's talking about the other 3. Washington's like, hang on, baby. Michael Penix.
Yeah. And I was going to say, so Alex, as much as the college playoff is exciting, that's another episode for another week. We'll dive into that. But Alex, good on you. What was that?
I was just saying, you got to get to the Husker Bowl game, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, most importantly. So we have a total of, I'm going to go to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 Big Ten teams in here. And before we dive in, I just want to throw this question out there because we had this kind of discussion at work today. Losing record teams getting into bowl games.
No, thank you.
I don't like it. Like, it gets the Gophers in, which is cool. Hoorah, rah. But that literally takes away the achievement of getting into a bowl, in my opinion. Dad, what do you think?
Alex?
I 100% agree with you. I know it's just turned into a money-making gig, but it's like, oh yeah, you're 6 and 7 or whatever your record is. It's like, are you really proud to be going to a bowl game?
Yeah, 5 and 7 gets you into a bowl game. Are you kidding me? That is a losing record. Even if you win the bowl, you still have a losing record. And I'm like, in my opinion, a losing record is not a successful season unless you're building like Colorado. Sure, congratulations, losing record, successful season. Sure, but there is no way as a Gopher fan that I'm sitting here going, yep, that was a great Gopher season. We deserve a bowl. Like, love the Gophers, but man, it takes it away. We have 80 bowl games, but this is not an episode of complaining. There's my little rant.
Yeah, I'm, as you know, I'm a big Gopher fan, and this is just bleh. Yep.
Yeah. But nonetheless, we have 8 bowl games to pick. And Dad, can you bring up the overall standings? Because I'm looking at them right here.
Before we go there, this is I just thanks to Bard, I put in a question. How many 5-7 college football bowl teams have there been? Alex?
Oh God. I honestly, I don't even know what number to even give you. 4.
No way. I'm gonna go at this point in time. I'm gonna go a Baker Stutson. I'm gonna go 13.
24.
Jesus.
Like
24.
I'm sorry. You have a losing record. You do not deserve to go to a bowl. And my coworker brought up the point. He goes, even a 500 team, no, you don't deserve. You got to be 7-5. Get your freaking wins in and get that stinking bowl.
Yeah,
as Billy Madison would say.
I love it.
But I couldn't agree more. It takes the magic out of bowls. Like, I'm excited, but like that bowl streak that Minnesota has, like 6 years in the bowl, I'm like, this is their 6th year in a row. But like, they've had 2 of those 6 bowl appearances in a row have been losing records, and they win the bowl game. Congratulations, awesome. But you finish the season 6-7, which is just asinine, if you ask me.
Well, we have the overall standings, Alex, and it's yours to lose with the guest. You started it off this year. The guests are at 60. Josh is at 55. The algorithm is at 54 and needs some tweaking.
Yeah. So, Alex, how do you feel that you started off this season with the guests being in the lead, and they have hung on at the number 1 spot all season long, 14 freaking weeks on top, all because of your leadership on week 1?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just going to lead them and just bring it right home to finish up the season.
Hey, I was going to say that is a poetic ending. But I'm going to make shit happen here. And I'm
going to say something and you're going to go exact opposite. Huh?
I'm going to be like, what do you want else? Yeah, no, I'm opposite of that. So but I don't have to make up all 5 points, because next week's episode is championship, and I have 3 potential points to make up there. So I just got to chip away a little bit. If I can make up 2-3 picks, yeah, I can go for it all. No big deal.
Okay,
I'll let you pick first, and
the guest.
I'm kidding.
Okay,
Alex, this isn't Nom. We have rules, okay? Guest pick first.
Well, let's go to Vegas.
Big Lebowski quote for you. All right, first bowl that is actually being played tomorrow. So this is a very convenient episode for us, being aired tonight. The Vegas Bowl between the Utes of Utah versus Northwestern. Utah is favored 6.5 points. Alex Dahl.
Utah is going to win and cover. By the way, love their coach. Such a well-spoken man. It is. I really hope they win that game.
Winningham is just amazing.
Wait, you love whose coach? Northwestern or Utah's?
Utah's coach.
Oh, I don't know much about him.
If you get a chance to listen to a few of his interviews, very well-spoken guy. You can tell he loves his guys, and just a likable guy.
Very humble.
Well,
and Josh, you like the Northwestern coach.
Amen to that, brother, because I am definitely picking Northwestern. I was going to pick Northwestern no matter what, because Winona State alumni coach is coaching the Northwestern Wildcats, and they are hot, baby. And they have a lot of
Coach O?
Not Coach O. Oh, I'm gonna throw this out to the Liberty boys, but hey, if we get a Coach O reference in a podcast episode, you gotta embrace it. But no Coach O. But I'm going to go Northwestern, preventing that spread. This is actually be a fun game. I can't wait to watch this game with you guys tomorrow. So let's go just outright win as well, too. Let's go Northwestern.
All right.
All right.
Spread it out a little further.
I was going to scrap the algorithm, but with the portal and who knows and just Ham Rising hasn't played this year. They're back. Bryson Barnes, nice, good backup quarterback in the portal. He's not playing. So we're on QB3 for Utah.
Oh, baby, that's not good, Alex.
It's opportunity.
Hey, there we go.
And what Northwestern averages two more takeaways than who they play. They just don't make mistakes. The algorithm has Utah winning by 5. That is not 6.5. So I am going to go with Northwestern, but Utah will win.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Yeah, Coach Braun over here in Northwestern, he's making changes, which is very, very exciting. But moving on to just the elite quick lane bowl in Detroit, Michigan. I don't know Bowling Green's record, but
7-5.
7-5 Bowling Green playing 5-7 University of Minnesota. And Minnesota is favored by 3.5.
I don't go with Minnesota winning a lot of games because they're obviously 5-7.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
Oh, we lost you, Alex. Bring it back.
It sounded like you said Minnesota.
Win and cover.
Okay. He's going with the win and cover there.
Oh, yeah, Minnesota to win and cover. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I heard you loud and clear. This brings me back to the old, I think it was 2 years ago, Minnesota. This was a homecoming game back in Minnesota, and they lost to Bowling Green, which was rather sad.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Because I'm just looking at Bowling Green 7-5. You know what? Golly, I'm just gonna go with Minnesota Gophers. Yeah, I got one last chance to pick them in this year. They've been back and forth. I'm not gonna go different from Alex. I'm gonna go Minnesota. Maybe they can ball out in Detroit. See what happens.
These two teams. This is not going to be an exciting game. Shocker. We have offense 102 Bowling Green versus offense 122 Gophers.
Ooh, great matchup.
And then the flip side of it, Bowling Green is one of the worst teams for penalties. Gophers is the best team. The number that throws me, and it's so hard to equate this because Power 5 games, their strength of schedule is sort of close. Bowling Green's strength of schedule is 114.
It's not very good.
So long story short, I'm rambling. The algorithm has the Gophers winning by 4, which is more than 3.5. So that I'm in Minnesota camp also.
That's oh man, yeah, that's a small margin there. That'll be an interesting one.
These next 3 games are exciting though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Next game. We are going all the way to New York. Sorry, I'm distracted. I think my dog just ate a Q-tip and some toilet paper. So that's exciting stuff. Not enough to really interrupt the podcast. Not enough for me to really go check on what she's doing. She's just going to eat whatever. But moving on to New York, we have the old Pinstripe Bowl, and that is played in New York Yankee Stadium. So screw the Yankees, but we have the true U, Miami versus Rutgers And Miami, wow, look at this. Miami is favored by a 0.5 point.
Woo.
Unbelievable. So we're literally picking winners here, Alex. Miami versus Rutgers, winner.
Rutgers wasn't terrible this year compared to other seasons. But Miami's just so athletic. Got to go with Miami, just overall win.
Yeah. Like, that's the part. Like, I hate the fact that, University of Miami I always just think of them as just straight thug ballers because of the 30 for 30 about, the 90s, early 2000s Miami. And they were straight thugging, which is awesome. But they want to have that. Sorry, I'm petting my dog for all you video viewers. Come here, Earls.
That's what you call it.
But I agree. Rutgers have had a pretty darn good season, without a doubt. But I just don't think it's the Miami of the past. Like, they obviously pretty good team. Rutgers, pretty good team. Elsie, what do you think? She looks pretty uneasy. I'm uneasy about this too. Oh, did you see her look at the camera?
Yes.
We're going to go Big Ten. We're going to go Rutgers winning the old Pinstripe Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on the hot Big Ten train.
And, I mean, they're going up to New York. It could be pretty darn cold when they're used to Miami, so.
True that.
Here's the portal head scratcher. Van Dyke, Miami's QB number 3 after 2 injuries of QB1 and QB2, entered the portal and is going to Wisconsin. So we're on QB4 for Miami.
Let's go.
Rutgers has a good defense. They're a good defense. The algorithm has Rutgers winning by 1. So there we go.
That's over 0.5. I was gonna say, I can't remember the last time I saw a spread of 0.5. So they must think it's a real good one there.
Yeah.
I might actually watch that game. That's exciting. All right. Excuse me, I got the burps tonight.
It's not the beer.
No, not the burps. Yeah. I brought an extra one. I was feeling spicy. We are going all the way, Alex. You better believe it. All the way to Dallas for the old Cotton Bowl.
That's how you play Dallas.
And that's how you do it. Exactly. I'm from Texas, and I'll fuck you up. Sorry. That was a good old Cotton Bowl story from way back when Dad, Alex, and I went to a Cotton Bowl, and it was Ole Miss versus Texas Tech.
Yeah.
An Ole Miss guy was mouthing off to a true Texan. And, there was a lot of words exchanged, no actions. But needless to say, I'm not going to mess with anyone from Texas in Texas. That's for damn sure.
No.
But neither one of these teams are from Texas. We have Missouri playing Ohio State. Wow, this is a tight one. We have Ohio State favored by 0.5.
And Alex McCord is not playing, and it sounds like Harrison is doubtful.
Well, Ohio State just freaking reloads anyway. They're going to win this thing. They're pissed they're not in the playoffs. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I look at this, and even without their starting quarterback, who was very in Gen Z language, very mid for what we expect for Ohio State quarterback. But he's obviously not playing. Who cares? I was gonna say, anyone who gets an opportunity to play, whether they're second or third stringer, if I'm that person, I am just going there to show them, like, hey, I shouldn't have been third string. If I'm a quarterback stepping up in my first game, I'm just going to straight up try to just be an absolute game changer. Now, that is big risk, big reward. But I'm with Alex on this one. I think, I was surprised by the spread, but I think they're taking into factor quarterback play and whatever. But I'm with Alex. I'm going to take Ohio State over Missouri. in the Cotton Bowl for sure. Yeah, they're gonna ball out even without potential number 1 pick Marvin Harrison Jr.
The fact that throws me, the algorithm has it virtually even, so it's up to me. Cody Schrader, running back for Missouri, led the SEC in rushing in the toughest side of the conference.
That's pretty legit.
That's impressive. He's playing most of the Missouri Tigers team is playing. They didn't lose a lot to the portal. They had a heck of a season. Here's the upset. Mizzou over Ohio State in this one.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see. I mean, it's not those Vegas bettors. They know it's going to be a close one. Not always, but we'll see.
And so do the refs.
And so do the referees. You gotta watch out for the old those pinstripers over there. Not the right bowl. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. I think that'll be an exciting game, though.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Ohio State, like Alex said, they're just going to reload. They got 5-star recruits up the wazoo. But that'll be a pretty darn good.
Yeah, as much as I don't like Ohio State, God, they're still fun to watch, though. They're so good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick on our neighbor down the street too much this episode. He's an Ohio State fan, so that's already sorry for him on that one.
Still weird, yeah.
He's a weirdo. He loves ripping heaters outside on his front step. So I got to respect that, though.
And you got to remember, Ohio State lost by 6 in the Big House. Yeah. They had their chances. I mean, they didn't get blown out. They have a good, legitimate team.
Oh, damn straight. It's Ohio State, the second U. All right. Moving on to the Booty Bowl, a.k.a. the Peach Bowl in Georgia. Oh, that booty emoji, you got to watch out for that. We got Ole Miss versus Penn State. Penn State favored by 4 points. Alex, your thoughts?
This should be a pretty fun game, I believe. I mean, it's going to be pretty well matched up. Ole Miss has had a really good year. Penn State's had a good year. I think the SEC is going to prevail on this one in Georgia.
God damn it. I say that because the Big Ten versus the SEC matchup, I mean, if you look at matchups over the past, 7 years or so, they do not stack up well against the SEC. And that's the challenging part here, is because Ole Miss has caliber to compete with any team in the SEC. And I mean any team, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, all of them. And they had a pretty darn Corey. Woo!
I'm just noticing my 2-second delay.
Yep.
That's okay, Alex. You're focused on driving and you're driving. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Need your moral support.
That's what I'm here for. So I'm looking at my roster. I got to play it smart. Alex and I have 2 different picks right now.
You just got to chip away, though.
I got to chip away. I got a little bit of a, pattern going here. You know what? Straight up, let's go again. Man, that makes me nervous that I'm picking so many Big Ten teams. That I've literally picked every Big Ten team so far. I'm bound to, some are bound to win, some are bound to lose. Golly, let's go Penn State. Let's go Nittany Lions. Stick with the Big Ten. Let's make it happen.
Alex, you see what it's been like? How Josh has that wrestling match with himself and then changes his mind.
Right.
Oh, he just beats himself up. You can just see the gears just turning.
It is not easy being me. I was just looking down the line of my picks and I'm like, Northwestern, Minnesota, Rutgers, Ohio State. Wow, I'm putting a lot of faith in the old Big Ten, and that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin's offense is good. The Ole Miss number 20 strength of schedule. They're just, yes, Penn State was rated highly on defense, but they had such a soft schedule. I just think I'm with you, Alex. Ole Miss is going to win, walking away on this one. Too many holes in Penn State's defense.
Soft schedule. They had to play Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah, and then after that,
Maryland, Rutgers, winning teams, not soft schedule. That's
okay. In comparison to Ole Miss playing LSU, Alabama, Missouri,
LSU, those are nobodies. The SEC's on the downfall. They only have one team in the playoffs this year, and they barely snuck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one makes me nervous. That the old booty cheeks is maybe that's where my picks are going this week. Who the hell knows?
Let's go to Nashville.
Oh man, you darn right we're going to Nashville. One of my favorite cities I've ever been to. I absolutely love it. Good old Music City Bowl. The Auburn Tigers versus my heart team of the Big Ten, Maryland Terps. Alex, I suppose you want to know the spread. Auburn's favored by 7 points, Alex. Fire away.
Oh, Terps for the win.
There you go. Yeah, you got to watch out for those Terps.
Hey, Auburn, they can't perform in bowl games.
That is true. Like, Auburn shows up for the Iron Bowl, almost beats Alabama, and then yeah, I mean, even Minnesota was able to beat Auburn in a bowl game. That's for sure.
That's
Let's talk about a good Iron Bowl, though. That was awesome this year.
That Iron Bowl was electric. Like, the fact that Alabama had to throw a 4th and 31 to win the game.
Yep.
And then go out and beat Georgia, like that's a scary team. They are playing well right now. But I was going to say, I got another shout out here. I got a coworker who's an Auburn alumni, 2 coworkers that are Auburn alumni. And she is actually going down to Nashville. Thankfully, she's leaving, and I get to pick up more hours, which some people would say that's not exciting news, but it is, because just like the NCAA, all about that money, baby. And so thanks, Allie. I'm going to text you and say, hey, I gave you a shout out on the episode. Allie's been an absolute rock star, athletic trainer, clinical here for Olmsted Medical Center.
Way to go, Allie.
Yep, way to go, Allie. Auburn alumni. She's going to be cheering for Auburn. And for her sake, I love Maryland, but this is where I'm going to deviate, and I'm going to make up some points. We're going to go Auburn. I'll take Auburn Tigers +7 in Nashville, because Allie's going to cheer her team on to victory by 8 points.
It makes me very nervous to agree with you, Josh, because
why? Because I'm beating you?
Yeah. So yep, we're gonna go Auburn also. These 2 teams, their offenses can look phenomenal and their offenses can look horrid. And it can literally happen from drive to drive. So I think Auburn will have less horrid and will win, and will start the dominance of the SEC over the Big Ten in bowl season.
Possibly.
The old Alley Tigers.
The old Alley Tigers. Alley spelled with a J. ALEJ. Let's go. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. But we have to remember, Maryland did compete with Michigan the game before.
True.
In week 12, because I picked Michigan to cover, and they had like a 19-point cover, and they won by like 7. They barely won that game. So Maryland's got it in them, that's for sure. But we're moving on. See if I don't fudge up my Florida cities here. We got the ReliaQuest Bowl. Dad, unfortunately, LSU did not make the playoffs. They're playing in the ReliaQuest Bowl versus Wisconsin, and that bowl is being played in Temple, Florida. That's a good old Eastbound and Down reference for all our listeners.
And we can all hear Luke Fickell bragging about how they made a playoff or made a bowl game under his leadership.
Is that a Wisconsin coach or a person?
Yes, coach.
Yeah, no, the Wisconsin is garbage. Even Wisconsin fans are like, man, the Badgers are kind of garbage. But we got LSU versus Wisconsin.
I am shocked this spread is not more.
Alex, we have LSU is favored by 10.
No, they can cover that.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Josh?
They sure can. All right. Differ 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. No, plain simple. I have no faith in Wisconsin. They're garbage as a state minus their beer. Because, hey, here I am, the old thumbprint of Wisconsin. Good old Moon Man. But yeah, there's no way Wisconsin keeps this game close. The only chance that they have is if LSU sends half their roster to the portal or half their roster to the NFL draft and don't play. But I think LSU is just going to absolutely dominate. We're going to, in the famous words of the true Coach O, go Tigers.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Been practicing.
This is a game that I wish the portal, I wish it wasn't happening. I mean, I'd like to see Jaden Daniels play in this game. He's just amazing. Number 1 scoring offense, LSU. Number 1 yardage offense, LSU. And Wisconsin defense is not good enough to stop them. But it doesn't sound like Jaden's gonna play, which I think their number 2 and number 3 are probably gonna do just fine. I think LSU will win, will cover, will just a totally stomp on Wisconsin.
Yeah, and Jaden won the Heisman, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Those guys are pretty good athletes. They're gonna miss him dearly. But yeah, unfortunately, I remember back years ago when McCaffrey voted, this wasn't even portal stuff or anything. He's just like, yeah, I'm not going to play in the bowl game. That really doesn't mean a whole lot. I'm going to go to the NFL. And I remember back then, I was like, man, that is pretty selfish. Like, come on, man, play for your school. But that Christian McCaffrey, he's pretty darn good in the NFL. And so therefore, it has changed my mind. Like, these guys, he's trying to make a career in the NFL, which is hard to do. And especially being top-rated Heisman quarterback, they tend to flop in the NFL. Like, I'm sorry, they usually do. And I respect it. Like, he's got a career in the NFL ahead of him, hopefully. He wants to stay healthy. He's a number 1 draft, or I was going to say he's a first-round draft pick for sure. So I can now, in my older, wiser age, I can respect that decision a little bit more. But yeah, it makes sense. Needless to say, their backups are way better than any Wisconsin starter.
Okay, we finished it off.
Last but not least, the Citrus Bowl, which we've all been to. Gophers once played in the old Citrus Bowl.
Really nice part of town, gorgeous stadium.
Yeah, you can find some meth addicts on a bus real fast around Orlando. And they'll talk to you if you want to.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, goodness gracious. You got to watch out for those meth addicts on the bus. It's dangerous.
Oh, boy.
But we got the Citrus Bowl here, and we have Tennessee playing the University of Punters, Iowa.
Yes.
Yeah. If there's an over-under on punt yards in this game, I'm going to take the over for Iowa to
all day.
All day. They probably covered the over all season long.
For sure.
Absolutely. But we got Tennessee versus Iowa in Orlando, Florida. Tennessee is favored by 8.5 points. Alex.
This is going to be an awfully boring game. I will not be watching it. It's going to be punts back and forth. It's going to be super low scoring. I don't know how Iowa does it, but they keep winning with zero offense. Somehow they're going to win this game by 3 points.
Wow.
Oh,
Alex.
I know. I don't like this. I don't like this.
I was going to say, if you want to compare punters, Iowa's got a better punter without a doubt. Just yards, even on like a punting stats, yards, number of punts, the boys got a record. Let's just say that.
He's gotta be a Hall of Famer punter.
Oh my goodness! If I was punter, I was gonna say because I was known as Tennessee, tight end university. It might turn into punter university here in the next couple of years.
Bring up Chris Kluge as the punters coach.
Amen to that. Like seriously, if you're a college prospect punter, there is no better school than Iowa. Like if you want to be a running back, respect. Go to like Wisconsin. Don't go to Ohio State. But if you want to be a punter and you want to get recognized, you better go to freaking Iowa. That is for damn sure. You're going to get your reps in.
Well, Deacon Hill, the quarterback for Iowa, he did play, 9 games and had 5 touchdown passes in 9 games.
That's incredible.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Alex, I am shocked, but I will happily take the over here. Shout out to my other past coworker, good old Betty. Betty and I went way back in Chicago when we were working for Rich South and Rich Central in Southern Chicago.
Was that with ATI?
That was ATI Physical Therapy, getting a free shout out. They're not in Minnesota, but ATI Physical Therapy and Betty and Rich Central, bless her soul, she got to work with the good athletes in the Rich Township. Rich Central was dominant. And then there was Rich South, where I was at, and they just weren't good at anything. So, obviously I was a little bit jealous, but Betty no longer at Rich Central. She's over in the East Coast. She's working for a private high school that is literally their men's basketball team is in Las Vegas currently.
Wow.
Because their men's basketball team is like ranked top 25 in the nation. So she's working with some awesome athletes here. But she did an internship at Tennessee. She's a diehard Vols fan. Therefore, I'm going to go with the alumni here. We're going Tennessee for good old Betty. Let's go.
Yeah, this one.
Speaking of Betty and ATI, where's your quarter zip?
My ATI quarter. Do you have it, Alex?
Jared just brought it over from Duluth, so I'm bringing it down with me.
That's a great quarter zip. You deserve it.
I'll wear it to Christmas tomorrow.
That's a nice one. Which reminds me, Dad, you finish your pick, but Alex and I we need a clothes exchange because I have some of Alex's stuff that I need to get back to him.
This finishing off this game, the opposite of Jaden is Deacon Hill as quarterback. Iowa has been ranked the worst offense for just about every game this year. Definitely the last 8. And they're averaging a whopping 16.6 points a game.
Huge.
That is impressive. What's the over-under? I'll take the under.
The over-under is 36.
Under for sure.
Hammer that under for Iowa.
That's a terribly low under too, or over underline.
So help me out, my bright boys.
Yep.
The algorithm has Tennessee winning by 4.5.
That's not 8.5, as you would say.
And I think the glaring difference is Tennessee makes a lot of penalties, 127 in penalties. Iowa just doesn't make penalties. They just, like you said, Alex, I, as much as I'm not an Iowa fan, I am super impressed with what they did this year, winning 10 games with no offense, pure defense, opportunistic, waiting for the other team to get anxious and make a mistake and capitalize on it. I'm going Iowa. Oh, this one just hurts.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just want to remind you guys, just one quick question. Who hates Iowa?
We
This
hate
guy.
Iowa.
We hate Iowa. Okay, you guys are going with them. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Great punters, great defense. Offense is dismal.
So the recap here, we're all over the board, folks.
Yeah, geez, I was gonna say that is very, very true. It's bowl season, which is the crazy part. And I made enough different picks. Now I'm looking. I don't want to, let Dad sneak ahead of me here. Okay. So we're all over the board, which
Yes.
is very, very nice. Either Alex is going to straight up run away with it for the guest, which I mean, like
That's
I
the
said,
plan.
yeah, that's the plan. You don't want to pick the losers, Alex. That's for sure.
What I'm really troubled is I picked half of the games I did pick the Big Ten, and that just scares me this year.
Yeah, but the games you didn't pick you did pick Big Ten over SEC. That was nuts.
Yep.
I did that too. So that'll be real interesting here because I'm trying to win the overall pick. Now, Alex, I don't remember, and Dad, maybe you can refresh my memory. But Alex, when you were a full timer, season 1, season 2, did you? I believe you did win the overall correct picks at one of those.
I believe I did. Yeah.
Yes.
So I have not. So that's tough because I have 2 more seasons underneath my belt than Alex, but Alex just gets in and gets it done, and then he's like, "All right, I got my ring. See you later."
Yeah,
We'll see. It should be a fun couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, this is it's bowl season. We go on a binge of football in general, pro and college, and then a month from now go through withdrawals.
A little bit, yeah. So yeah, let's just as I was thinking during my workout today that took 51 minutes, and I'm like, man, this is a grueling workout. I was sitting there going, just enjoy the movements that you're doing. I'm going to take that same attitude of just like enjoy bowl season because it's just college football. Like tomorrow, I honestly can say I cannot wait for the Utah Northwestern game. Us 3 are going to be together. Alex is clearly cheering for Utah. I'm going to be going balls to the walls for Northwestern. And when can you say, like, dude, did you see that Utah Northwestern game? It was nuts.
It's going to be good. It's going to be great, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. And I, hopefully every Busch Light that I have will equal a point to the spread to prevent it for tomorrow. That's going to be my attitude, and I'm doing my part to help Northwestern win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds good. I'm excited to see you boys tomorrow.
Well, Alex, best believe it.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you did this safely. It'd be better to see you, but it's great to hear you and have you on the podcast. Bookends. Thank you so much for joining and taking the guest potentially to another guest season victory.
That's where we're at. But yeah, it's gonna be fun hanging out tomorrow, and it's gonna be a hell of a good day watching football.
Darn right. Well, Alex, you continue to drive safe. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Dad, I'm also excited to see you tomorrow. Don't take that away from anyone else. But yeah, another good episode. Alex, love having you on, just chirping back and forth. Always a pleasure.
Josh, before we check off, what's ahead for the podcast?
What's ahead for the podcast? Well, clearly we have the championship playoff episode, which will probably take place next week because the first round of playoffs is around New Year's, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we got an episode of strictly playoff football, which I'm excited about, and then we'll have at least a recap episode. So for all of our lovely listeners, it's coming down to a home stretch for you, but we're wrapping up another awesome season of Sports Cell. So stick around. We got a lot of fun ahead of us. A couple new guest pickers, or at least one new guest picker for next week, and we're gonna have a good time.
Sounds perfect. Thank you all.
All right. Well, Alex, I'm just going to assume you're going to keep your hands on the wheel because that's safe driving. But Dad and I, we're going to put our hands here. And I can't wait for Alex's 2-second delay. But Sports Dolls on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sports Dolls. I didn't hear Alex. Alex, did you say Sports
I
Dolls?
knew it was going to be delayed, so I'm like, fuck, I can't say anything.
Alex, can I just hear you say Sports Dolls in a cheery fashion?
You just heard me. Hey, no, we're actually just getting to a fall. We're getting to a fall restaurant. And they closed at 9.
All right. Well, that's an episode, folks. Alex has got to eat some dinner.
That's it.
All right. See you guys later.